and takes on St. Francis Borgia. They will meet coming up on Thursday night over at Owensville. Meanwhile, St. Clair knocked off Union last night 52-39. St. Clair advances and takes on Owensville at 7 o'clock on Thursday night. The boys' side of that tournament gets underway tonight. Union and Owensville will meet at 5:30. Pacific and St. Clair at 7 o'clock. Both of those games will be on KTUI-FM 102.1 FM, and they also will air on Fidelity Channel 77 tonight. Make that a note. Those games on Channel 77 this evening from Owensville. Other district competition going on down at DeSoto High School. North County defeated Potosi by a score of 66-57, and it was Fredericktown over DeSoto 60-43. North County and Fredericktown will meet at 5:30. That game will be on Thursday night from down at DeSoto. On the boys' side, Farmington and DeSoto will play tonight at 5:30. DeSoto knocked off Potosi out of that tournament. St. Genevieve and North County will play tonight at 7 o'clock in that district. Taking a look at Class 5, District 7 at Marquette High School. From last night, Washington defeated Lafayette 61-31 on the girls' side, and Parkway Central was a 63-51 winner over Eureka. So Parkway Central and Washington will play for the championship in that district at 7:30. That game coming up on Thursday night. On the boys' side, coming up tonight, Lafayette and Eureka will play at 7 o'clock. Eureka knocked off Washington on Saturday 61-42. Parkway Central boys will take on Marquette. That game will start at 5:30 this evening from Marquette High School. Taking a look at Elias Catholic High School, where they're playing Class 4 District 10. It was Marshfield over Eldon in the girls' game, 64-54, and Salem over Rolla, 58-37. So Osage and Salem will be meeting at 5:30 on Thursday. Elias and Marshfield will meet at 4 o'clock on Thursday. On the boys' side from last night, Marshfield defeated School of the Osage 60-53. Salem over Eldon 67-37. So Elias and Salem, they'll meet at 8:30 on Thursday night. Rolla, who got a bye, will take on Marshfield at 7 o'clock on Thursday night. The St. James girls are in sectional play as they take on Houston. That game at 6 o'clock coming up on Wednesday night at the Missouri University of Science and Technology. The 3-on-3 youth basketball tournament going on at Sullivan High School Sunday, March 13th. They have a boys and girls division, 2nd grade through 8th grade. Contact Lisa McDermott to get your team in. That number is 314-570-6047. That's a look at sports. I'm Little John. It is 8:33, current temperature 43 degrees. I want to tell you about a brand new tax office in Sullivan called Tax Advantage, and Robert Scott will take care of you. Graduate of Sullivan High School, East Central College, University of Central Missouri, Robert has been working with Tax Advantage in the Kansas City area for over 5 years, and now he's moved this office to his hometown. For tax preparation and planning, electronic filing, multi-state tax prep, accounting, bookkeeping, payroll services, new business formation, QuickBook assistance, sales tax returns, and much, much more, give Robert a call. It's a toll-free number, 888-518-0280, located at 213 North Clark in Sullivan. Well, we got a treat for you, as we've been telling you throughout the morning. Mike DeLashschmidt made a trip down to Byerly's, and we're live from Byerly's showroom this morning. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, John Rice. And how are you this fine morning?
I'm doing great, and you have some guests with you today.
I do. I have longtime sponsors and friends of ours, Russ and Warren Patton from Byerly RV. They are like the owners, so the buck stops with you, isn't that right?
Yeah, I guess you can say that.
Well, people reckon...
I don't see them stopping too much. They just pass through me, I think.
Yeah. I recognize that voice from your commercials I hear on Cardinal Baseball, Russ. Your voice is becoming well known.
That's what people say. To me, I've lived with it my whole life, so I didn't notice that.
I always, whenever I'm walking by and I hear, "For the rest of your life," I know it's a Byerly RV commercial. You guys have really branded that little jingle real well.
Well, it's so fun because the fella that wrote the jingle, I wasn't sold on the idea of a jingle, but I told him the kind of business we had and what our mission was is to really sell lifestyle, the software part of the business, not the hardware. And he came up with this jingle, and it was just so good. I think we've had it for at least 15 years.
It's been about 30, probably.
He says 30 years, but
30 years.
he doesn't know he's not that old.
Yeah, but when
One
you're
of the things about here, John, is they have a lot of the family that runs it. It's a family-owned business. It's not one of the big corporation things that's run from who knows where, but it's all right here. They're all family, or at least friends of family. It's like one big family. And I heard somebody talking about a new baby or something this morning. You guys, somebody was walking.
They were referring to a Byerly trailer built probably in the 50s that we had just purchased that I haven't seen yet.
Oh, that baby.
That's another baby, yeah. But otherwise, family is a big part of the company. It's not exactly a family tree. It's more like a family vine, you might say. But all of our employees are important. And we have almost 50 employees now in the company. And they're all an integral part.
I think all the salesmen are required to know the jingle too, aren't they? Because they were singing it to me when I was down there.
Well, everybody seems to know it. And
Yeah, they're asking every interview process how to sing the jingle.
Yeah.
That's a part of every job interview. And, and Russ mentioned the fact that, the employees are very important. We're also, in addition to a family business, also an employee-owned business. We're an ESOP company, so there's a lot of shareholders within the company that are employees as well. So it's just good to mention that.
Well,
it's important in building our model, which is basically taking care of RV owners no matter where they buy their trailer, but also all aspects of it, parts, service. We built this building to be a showpiece. It's a piece of art. But if you look at the front end of it, half of the front end is dedicated to parts, which is servicing a customer after he sells. It's not just a showroom. It's not just hardware. So it's a...
Your inventory is incredible. You have a huge inventory. You've got a lot of money sitting on the lot there at Byerly.
Yeah, that's a true statement. But it does move. And we try, part of it is, and we've heard people say, oh, you guys are big and you sell expensive stuff, and that's really true because we sell anything from $10,000 to $500,000. And we can start a customer off at a very modest level, family camping in a folding trailer and want to travel and fit their budget. But they go through their family growth, and when they're retired, have time, that's when those great big motorhomes that everybody likes to look at, that's where they kick in. So we have something for everybody, I believe.
That's kind of weird. You think as you get older, you downsize, but what I've noticed is you get older when it comes to campers, you upsize. What's the deal here? And that's you notice that?
Well, you're downsizing your home, and so you probably are downsizing. You're just shifting your focus.
That's it. So. Amy says she wants a tiny home. That's my wife, But I told her, I said, well, if we're going to get a tiny home, let's get a tiny home with about 6 wheels. So.
Well, and I found out something when I was down at Byerly. It's considered a second home, and you consider it a second home, you can use it on your taxes. So, that was something new that I found out.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, that's neat.
Yep.
Hey, I do want to take for just a minute. This morning I was panicking on the remote thing. I needed some extra assistance, I think. So I almost gave our multimedia gal a call. I don't know if she could have helped me, but I know that she could at least put it up on Facebook so they could have laughed at me. But you got to make sure that, any business that's not doing social media as part of their advertising, get a hold of By Design Media. Angie Parrott does all of our social media, takes care of our Facebook. She takes care of our Twitter, and she does I think it's Instagram. I have no idea what Instagram is, but she does it. She takes care of all that stuff. But you give her a call at 417-252-4454 because she takes care of business. She can teach you how to use it. She teaches me all the time how to use it because by the time I use it so little on my own Twitter that I always have to call her every time I get ready to do a tweet. And I'll say, how do you do that again? And she'll tell me and get me fixed up. These young kids, they can get it figured out. And then now I got to tell you, that's not a bad plant, but they're not nearly as good as our plants because we have guaranteed green, and Renee Hale comes in and keeps our plants looking like first place all the time, polished. She just takes care of them like you'd not believe. And she does that. If you want to see what she does, go to PCRMC there in Rolla. She does the entire hospital. She's got great stuff. But give her a call at 201-8042, and she'll take care of getting your plants. If you have to have fake ones, she can do them. But the real ones are so pretty, and I like those. And then I do want to make sure that you know, as you're putting stuff together, if you need some furniture, you got to go see Pam out at Paul's Furniture Outlet on South 63. She's got 4 acres of stuff out there, from beds to end tables. I just bought some end tables that have plug-ins so that the grandkids can come over and plug in all their remote devices, and they have chargers built into the tables. Pretty slick little things for the living room. But you go see her, and then right now, of course, she's doing that thing where you can put it, lay it away free or something like that, where you just wait till you get your taxes back, and then you can go in and pay it off. So be sure to touch base with our sponsors. We appreciate them.
Warren, I want to talk about, I want you to walk us through buying a camper, because the first thing I noticed down at Byerly when you walk on the lot, every door to every camper is open, and especially when it's a nice day, and people can look and walk and just pretty much be on their own on the lot, can't they?
Yeah, absolutely. We believe that an open lot is the best way to have a dealership, because we want people to come out on a nice day, be able to enjoy, walk around, find what they're really looking for. Or just to kind of explore, let the kids run around the inventory. Like Russ said, we've got everything from entry level, pop-up campers, small little R-Pods, all the way up to the $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 Allegro buses and Integra products. So we have a lot of product to look at, but we want to leave it open for customers. Then we also want our sales staff, they want to fit the customer in the product that they want. So when the customer is ready to just kind of discuss that with our sales staff, they like to sit them down, just kind of ask them a few questions, find out what the customer's really looking for, because we can walk them from the smallest product out there all the way to the biggest, and we want to make sure that we're showing them the right vehicle that they really want, because otherwise we could spend all day just wandering around the lot there.
Yeah, and
it's really important to find what somebody's really, really looking for.
Yeah, and then, there's no pressure. You ask if you need some help, and you finally need a salesman to help you. And that salesman sits in the camper with you and discusses it and talks about it. And in fact, when I was down there, he's saying, be sure to buy the one you want. Don't buy the one you don't want, because you're going to be living in this thing for a couple of weeks out of a year,
That's absolutely right. And our salesmen, they have a lot of experience in the RV industry. We have guys who have been here, tenure is important to Byerly. We have a lot of employees who have been here probably 10 years or more, 15 years or more, a lot of people with a lot of experience in this industry, and they know that just finding, a product and just forcing the customer, this is the one you want, that doesn't do anybody any good. So we want to make sure the customer finds a product that they're comfortable with, and they know how to relax and just kind of walk them through that process. And we also know that the customer's probably been online, they've been shopping other places. We have a pretty substantial website, www.byerlyrv.com, that has a lot of photos of almost every vehicle up there, 10, 15, 20 photos of everything. You can look through, browse every type of camper, look at the pricing before you even come out on the lot, and just see a lot there with just kind of virtual, just kind of your own virtual walkthrough there as well.
And just in the last few years, they've really changed. I mean, with the remote control awnings and stabilizers, and even on the lower priced campers, they have those things available.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the whole industry's shifted to automatic, power awnings on almost everything. Most of our products, like our Passport Ultralight, Hornet Hideout, some of the best-selling campers in the country, they know that features are really what makes the buyer kind of enticed into the product. So you give them every feature that they would want. It's just easier. Just build it like that. Passport Ultralight's one of the best in the industry. They don't have options. They just build it because they know the customer's going to want a power awning. They know they're going to want jacks. They're going to, they know they're going to want a TV in there, ducted air conditioning. So they just put it on every camper because it's just easier that way. And we've been happy to have them on our lot since their beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So.
My wife's big thing was the last camper we had, when she'd wash dishes, her feet wouldn't go underneath the counter, and her big thing was the counter either had to come out or her feet had to go under, because that would hurt her back to do that. So, just little people are looking for little things like that when they've camped before too, haven't they?
Yeah, well, that's absolutely right. And the thing is, if there was just one camper that was perfect for everybody, we'd have a much smaller lot. We wouldn't need all the product that we have, but that's it. Everybody's looking for something just a little bit different, just a little bit of variation, and that's why there's so much product out there. And again, going back to the sales process, that's why, we like to have an open lot, but it's also why we like our salesmen to sit down with the customer, just kind of interview, no pressure, just talk to them about what they're really looking for, because they could find anything. There's a lot of product out there. We have 29 different franchises right now, I think last time I counted. So there's a lot of products out there to look at. You want to make sure you find the right one for the customer.
Now, you go from everything, as you said, from a pop-up to a $500,000 vehicle, but there's a lot of people still looking for pop-ups, aren't there?
Oh yeah, pop-ups, anything that can be pulled for, less than 3,000 pounds, I think is, there's always people out there. We just took on a couple lines of smaller trailers. This one right behind us is a Palomini. The pop-ups have kind of still popular, but there's other lightweight trailers that are getting into that range that people are interested in. We also took on our pod as well, which is very similar, under 3,000 pounds. Give people a lot of options with a lot of appliances, hard-sided campers, kind of a comparison to a pop-up, and people with smaller SUVs and smaller vehicles can pull that as well.
And I know, Russ, that you had people over the years come in and they may have started with a pop-up, and then they, as their job gets better or whatever, they move into a little bigger trailer and they just keep moving up. And, that's called repeat customers, and that's what you really want, isn't it?
That's what the company is based on. The company is 68 years old, maybe I lost count, but it's been a slow and steady growth. We haven't been in a hurry to do anything. Therefore, when you come here, you probably find that people around here, like our salespeople, are not in a hurry to sell you what they want to sell you. But there's been so many changes, like you mentioned. This lightweight trailer behind us has been very competitive with the folding tent trailers because the weight is reduced so much. You can pull this with a smaller vehicle, but you can have all the features of a regular travel trailer. And so we find that people are jumping right into something like this where they used to jump into tent trailer, the folding trailer. That was a good one.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to watch this industry just evolve and change and adapt to what people want. It's so innovative to see what these manufacturers can do with a confined space and make you feel as comfortable as though you were in your home.
Well, and
I was sitting in one of these big fifth wheels this morning, and there was more couches and places to sit than I have in my house.
Right, absolutely.
I mean, it was amazing. I thought, there's a couch in the back, there's a couch on the side, there's a couch in the front. And I thought, the problem with that is my wife doesn't like people that well. I don't think we have that many friends.
Well, that's what my wife said. I only want one bed. I don't want company. They can come visit. They can come visit, but not stay all night.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. But it's amazing, all the different. I mean, you walk in these places, and even like this small one, that's behind us. You get in there and you go, it's got everything that you need. I can remember as a kid, maybe 13, 14 years old, we'd go camping with some friends of ours. My mom and dad's idea was camping was a Holiday Inn. But we had friends that had campers, and my sister and I just loved to go camp with them because we get to go and it was just different.
Yeah,
it was just different. And so I can still remember, laying in the top shelf of that bed, kind of over the kitchen table. And then it was pouring down rain, and of course the leak was right there, as it came down. But those are good times. I think back at those.
That's really true. It's a family-focused business, and that's more and more important today than ever before. At home, every member of the family has his own agenda and his own schedule and everything, and this is a chance to get away with the family together and share time, and that's what it's all about.
Let's talk about when you go back in and talk about parts and all the different things that are available. You've got, as you said, you keep it right up in the front of the store. That's one of the important parts of Byerly's down there. But everything from levelers and I was looking around your shop. Everything's changed, hasn't it? All kinds of new products that you can find.
Certainly has. We used to look at our store as being a hardware store in the old days because people used to work on their own vehicles and they do their own repairs, and we carried a lot of hardware. And now it's more like an accessories store because people don't take a toolbox with them anymore, they take a cell phone. And that's how the system works. But there's so many gadgets and so many problem-solving little things that come out and toys that the store has evolved from, I think we used to say we have the necessaries and the accessories. And we still try to search very diligently for the things you need. We are your last, not your last, but one of your only resources in this market area to try to solve a problem if you need a part. And our parts department a slogan my father came up with many years ago was, have it, can get it, or it ain't, referring to those hard to find items to help our customers.
And Warren, when you purchase you talk about purchasing a new RV, you help folks with financing in the whole works, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, everything in the dealership, we're a full service dealership, so we help them with financing, we help them with service agreements. I mean, we have all kinds of products and services that we can help somebody all the way through the sale. Somebody comes in, they don't really know where to turn for financing. We've got a stable of banks that we can find that will finance any one of these RVs out there. So there's always an option for any buyer.
And the warranties on these things, like I know the roof has a 10-year warranty, for example. They've got some great warranties on them.
That's absolutely right. I mean, most manufacturers have a 1 or 2 year warranty on just the structure alone, and then every appliance has its own warranty. A lot of your floors, a lot of your ceilings, roofs have all kinds of different warranties inside the camper. Plus, like I mentioned before, our finance office also sells service agreements that can run up to 7 years on new and used campers. So if you buy a used camper, just to you want to test the waters, you're not sure you want to commit to new, we've got a ton of used inventory. It changes all the time. Somebody comes in looking for something used, but they're a little bit concerned that they might need, something might happen. We have service agreements that can go up to 5-7 years on a used camper and make somebody feel comfortable and rest assured that everything will be taken care of.
Now, are you finding that people are winterizing their own campers, or do you do a lot of that there at Byerly for them?
Well, I mean, I could answer the question with, that's true for both of those things. We do a lot of winterizing here, but we have a lot of options for teaching people how to winterize. We have a lot of our own customers who have learned how to winterize either through our online videos that we've put up on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, the Byerly RV one. And then we've also done a series of schools over the years that we call the RV School. And one of those focuses every time we get to the winter is winterizing your RV. We have a class. The last one we did, which was last month, had over 100 people there. I believe we did electrical school that time. We have another one coming up this Thursday. We've got a lot of people scheduled to come to that. But we do seminars just to kind of teach our customers how to do certain things in RVs like winterizing, or just to teach them basic electrical, basic maintenance, that sort of thing, just as a service to just kind of help people through the RVing process.
Mike mentioned his parents, the Holiday Inn thing. Our idea of camping is you not only save on the hotel room, of course, but you save because you're eating out of your own camper. You're not eating out all the time. You're sleeping in your own bed. You know what it's like to do that, and there's just some great advantages. Plus you're out camping. You're out in remote areas. My wife and I camp a lot in the wintertime, and we might be the only people in the park.
Yeah. Well, there's people that camp all year round. We even we're surprised at how many people we have a fairly large rental fleet as well, and we're surprised at how many people are camping year round. Our customers, and then people rent from us. They travel during the holidays. They're driving all over the country. It's snowing outside. Doesn't matter. People are camping.
And you find out, I think, that you probably rent a lot of those RVs. The guys going to the Missouri game now too, because they go up a couple of days early, don't they?
Yeah, that started about the time Mizzou kind of turned the tables in 07, 08. Around that time, all of a sudden we started renting a lot to Mizzou, and now the SEC conference has really helped because we'll get people renting from visiting teams just want to go to Columbia down there. So we'll get the Mizzou fans and we'll get the rivals, and everybody wants to take an RV down there and tailgate. And then we'll get the Mizzou fans who want to go travel to the SEC games as well. So it's very busy all throughout the fall.
Yeah, we haven't talked a lot about rentals, but people may not realize they can actually rent an RV. Well, what's it take to qualify to be able to rent an RV?
You know, just find the one that you're looking for. Either if you want a towable, you just have to have a vehicle that's able to pull a towable, which has about a 5,000 pound weight capacity. Or, you know, from a motorized, you just have to be over the age of 25. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and a driver's license, of course, right?
Well, a valid driver's license and be over the age of 25. But I mean, you know, insurance, we offer insurance. If somebody doesn't have insurance that can cover them, we have rates that start at 4 days and go all the way, you know, up to a month, you know, however long you really want to go. And we have options that start from a small 24-foot travel trailer that's about 5,000 pounds, all the way up to a 35-foot Class A with 4 slides. It's a Tiffin Motorhome, one of the premier brands in the country.
So what is the most popular right now? So is it the travel trailer, the fifth wheel, the motorhome? What's the most popular for you right now at Byerly?
Actually, travel trailers are the most popular recreation vehicle statistically, because it fits into everybody's budgets. It's family oriented, and it has a very versatile. You don't have a motor in it. It doesn't depreciate a lot. You can just take it wherever you want to go, set it up, and you have a second home in a location. So very versatile, very economical, and very comfortable. So the travel trailer is the #1 selling RV. The fifth wheel is the next step up. It gives you a lot more room. It definitely, you would call it like a second home. But it's for the person a little more committed. He's got a suitable tow vehicle, a large pickup truck. After you make that investment, the fifth wheel is the way to go. And we have how many brands? 5 brands of fifth wheels? 6 brands of fifth wheels to cover the gamut. And then you get into your motorhomes, and everybody wants one, but it takes a bigger commitment.
Right. Before we get out of time, and we're about out of time, we've got about 3 minutes left. People want to know, Russ, are those stories you tell when you're doing those Cardinal baseball ads, are those true stories?
Yes, they're true stories. This is the kid that hit the home run. This is the kid I played catch with in South Dakota. All the stories that I tell are just memories and stories. Some of them I've related from other people, but most of them are just things that have happened over the years, and they're all true stories.
And you've got some original, well, they're not original because you've been in business a long time, but I saw some trailers down there that you've either purchased back or had or something from the 1950s, and you try to have some of those on the lot.
We have one trailer here built in 1954. Actually, that trailer belonged to my wife's family.
Really?
I met her when I was going to Washington University, and she said she had a Byerly trailer. I didn't know it was an original one that Mr. Byerly had built. And she claims that I married her to get the trailer. But no, it was a good package, though.
Yeah, good package.
We hooked it up to my 51 Studebaker and many years ago, and headed out for a big 3-week-long trip out west, and made it back. So everything. I mean, that's part of the adventure of RVing, is you don't know what's coming next if you're on the road, but it's usually good.
Well, I know you're right there in Eureka. Eureka suffered through some flooding. Were you guys out of that flood area?
We're in a relatively high area on the other side of the highway primarily, and then down on 109 they took some serious flooding.
Yeah.
We were unaffected. In fact, we were closed during that time period, so it wasn't easy to get to us if we wanted to get in, but we just happened to be closed anyway during that incident.
Well, guys, real quickly, what's your hours and when can people come down and see you at Byerly?
We we try to follow daylight saving times.
I see.
We're on a schedule now. I think we're open in sales till 7 o'clock in the evening.
We're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 6. We're open Saturday, 9 to 5. And then starting right around the first week of April, our sales and parts side will be open until 8 o'clock Monday through Friday.
All right,
Wow.
Fellas, we are out of time. We appreciate you being with us, and it was fun, and I hope folks will come down and visit you at Byerly.
All right, thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, John, have a good one.
All right, we'll see you next week, Mike.
All right, thanks, John.
Mike DeLashmid down at Byerly's, and you go down and see the folks at Byerly's. They're located right there at Eureka, Missouri, and they'll be more than happy to help you. And you can pick out just the perfect